Are we still live though? Is that what y'all did? Y'all still took us live? Oh my God. Thank you so much for doing that, Ecom. I love it every single time. Let's go.
Situations happen. Tell me how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Topics of discussion. Tell me what's your view. And let's talk about it. We gon' rock the truth. For absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. We rock the truth. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. We rock the truth.
Grand day, Royals, and welcome to Rock Truth Radio. I am one of your amazing hosts, SelenaKay, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth or absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth before your very eyes is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. Man, I got my crew in the building today. Queen is here. Hello, Queen.
In the flesh, we in the building. KPatrick.
Stay squatted. You know what I mean? I missed you last week.
Oh, I missed you too. I apologize to everybody.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, she was absolutely missed. We had an amazing guest there who does a lot of creative work, creative artwork in our community, and now helping us on the Hampton project. So shout out to Marquise in the building, Chi-Town. Queen, what's been going on with you this week, girl?
Girl, just a bunch of nothing. You know, it's summertime, so I'm outside, and then I'm like, oh, I still gotta work, and then the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So the 4th of July was cool to spend it with family, but I just gotta say, I grew up in black culture and I grew up in white culture. And
Yeah.
them white culture holidays don't hit like the black culture holidays do. Okay, the food, just save it. All right, save it. Put it away as leftovers, right? As soon as you
Okay.
make it.
Okay.
No music, no
Ciao.
spades,
Ciao.
no baby, it was depressing, but that's okay.
That's okay. So I guess that's how your holy day went.
Yeah.
No, mine is simple. I always just really, we don't celebrate, of course, traditions of men. So the 4th of July for me is a day of recognition of the dependency upon God and the kingdom, So that's what I'm celebrating. Independence isn't even a cultural term in the kingdom because you are never independent of anything. You can't sustain yourself, and the only person that can sustain themselves is God. He's the only one that's self-sufficient. And so we are in need of each other. So we're interdependent beings, not independent beings. So yeah, just that day for me. Every holy day that's here, that's recognized by the world, we got a kingdom alternative.
I like that. Clock it.
Yes, hello, rooted in truth, baby. Okay, I gotta rock it on all levels. On all levels. Yeah, let's get some of these preliminaries out of the way. We got our girl Just Niche in the building this month. I cannot wait. If y'all don't know who Just Niche is, the comedian, man, you better know. Let me go ahead and roll this clip.
Alright, cool. Means I am knocked it out. I'm gonna start this show. All of that now working on my voice. Because you guys thought this shit was fun. I don't know. Oh gosh, bitch. We go boom, finish. We could be in the business like Sunset Park. What time is it? It's time to get mad. It's time to okay, I want to start it off dumb because I still be like Beyonce like. Are y'all ready to be entertained? Okay, yeah, correct. Let's not. My first joke don't really start out like a joke. Okay. We go ahead and get right into it. Share.
Listen, Just Niche will be in the building with us July 22nd. Y'all got to make sure y'all tune in. Self-served, her comedy special is out now. It is available on Amazon Prime and it just hit YouTube. Check it out. Listen, one thing I love about her, Queen, I love when she does the spotlight on the couple. She always asks, like, when the first time you post him? And they be like, nah, I ain't never post him. She's like, forget all that. We about to post him now. Girl, I be hollering. I be hollering like you are breaking up homes. Like, it's just hilarious beyond. But yes, so check her out. Her special available now, and then see her during our interview on the 22nd. I am extremely excited to have her with us. Yes, ma'am. Listen, let's go ahead and get this song out the way as well because we actually have a music artist who is here with us, and I want to be able to play two of his joints during the show. So let's go ahead. It's always, as always, it is the summer of Smooch, man. One of my favorite artists in the world. Hello. If you don't know it, ain't no rush. You better know it. If you don't know Smooch Wallace, yo, you better ask who is Smooch. You can find out on IG.
Ain't no rush, no rush in it. No rush. I know the party's real.
What R&B means to me, R&B means absolutely the world. It's a picture that's painted right in front of you that allows you to encapsulate yourself inside of an image that becomes so beautiful. It allows you to feel the pain, the very essence of what that person is saying, speaking, or expressing in that moment, and it puts you right there in that place. And I'm proud to be a part of it. Smooth Wallace himself, Mr. Slow and Smooth and Smooth is Fast. Check it.
She can feel the fire. Drink is flowing, we can take a ride. Slow it down, I'ma take my time. Slow and smooth as fast. Watch you while you shake that.
Yo, yo, yo. Ain't no rush in it. Yo, it ain't no rush. Speaking of
No rush.
no rush. Queen, don't get us started. No, we get us started.
That's a vibe.
Queen, come on. It set a whole tone in the mood. Baby, bye. What? I love the whole thing is the conversation with the DJ. Listen, slow it down. That's my whole. Every time I'm in the club, and my ear is to the DJ, my eyes to the DJ. I don't care what conversation going on. I'm trying to hear where he about to go next with it. That's that's how all day. How he going next with it? I love it. It was man last night. The DJ saved my life. I'll tell you that. Listen, we have our guest in the building, man. Let me introduce you to some, but then also, man, listen, present again to so many others. This icon, man, in our R&B history. I'm excited to have Mr. Dave Tolliver of Dave Tolliver
What up?
Entertainment. What's going on, my king? How are you?
What's up, Queen? Hey.
Finally got
What
you here,
up?
huh?
Yeah, I like being with you. What's
You
good?
do? That's what's up, King. I like having you here too. That's what's up.
All right, let me grab my bags and make it official.
Oh shoot. No rush.
Oh,
No
Right.
rush.
Let's go.
You saw what I
Let's
did
go
right
slow.
there? Oh my God. Let me give you a bit of a formal introduction. Dave Tolliver, born in the city of rock and roll, Cleveland, that is.
Midwest.
Dave Tolliver, aka Black Pavarotti, was destined for music success. Son of a gospel singer, nephew of a nationally celebrated radio announcer, and gold selling BMI award winning writer, and grandson of a man who once sang for President Roosevelt. What else was he to do? His future was present like a wedding between two royal families. Starting at age 4, he began singing in the church and eventually directed the children's choir. By the age of 15, Dave was summoned to become a part time radio announcer under his uncle, Lynn Tolliver. This brought instant success to a teenager in his junior year of high school. For 16 years, he would successfully look down the number one spots of any time slot he held. During his radio tenure, Dave also spent a stint in the Virgin Islands as co-host for the Big Fat Morning Show. Excuse me. And during those radio days, he would go on to interview some of music's biggest stars, from Martin Lawrence to LL Cool J, break major records, and work within Shift in 5 different formats. The world of the music Dave Tolliver started with a bang as the late great Gerald Levert handpicked Dave and Jason Champion for Men at Large, who later would contribute to music history and topping charts and selling a few million albums. Man, King, listen, the rest is on you. Tell us that's you on paper, right? Like, I mean, seriously. Let me go ahead and I gotta give my kudos. I gotta give my applause. Like, seriously, that's not even all. That's not even all, right?
Mhm.
But that's you on paper. That's what you do, and it's not who you be. And so I'm very much sort interested in, who you be, what you came here to strategically do. So please, if you could give us more of an informal introduction of who you be.
What I came here, what I came here to do today.
Oh God, in life, brother. Why would I? And
That's
you know
what I
what though?
thought.
But you're
That's
right
what I
though.
thought. I'm just
But
saying,
you're
like,
right
yeah.
though. But you're absolutely right, because it's not like the future is premised. So yes, what you came here to do today.
So
Yeah.
I mean, because with today with these interviews, sometimes some of these cats that do the interviews are not well versed. So I might start talking about something spiritual, and they be like, "Oh no, no, no!" But they be like, "Oh, that was some good jewels." But I mean, what were you here for today? So I had to get clarity. You know what I
I
mean? So
understand. Yes,
it took
sir.
it took me it took me a while to find out what my purpose was in life, and after a while, after seeing so many things in life, going through so many things, heartache, ups and downs, injuries, life changes, losses, career, up and downs, I found out that I was chosen. I was here on this earth to, I don't know, man, besides use my gift to uplift people, but also to use, this gift and this gift to speaking to not only be an exemplary man, that in God's eyes, but also to be someone that motivates, inspires, that calms, that heals, that directs, that molds, that just a man, and not just a father or um, you know lover, whatever that is, but just to everybody, to be that person that always takes his time to be there for people, to help people, whether it's with my music or it's with my mind or it's with my time. Because I could have been out of here a long time ago.
Hmm.
I lost a lot. I lost a lot of people close. From my mother to my sister to my niece, to some of my closest friends, group members. Rest in peace, my man Gemini, Big Gemini Porter from Chicago, who came and rocked with me for 24 and a half years in Men at Large after my original partner left. Man, I love Chicago for lending me your son. I
Hmm.
mean, I could go on for days. Some people never figure out what their goal is, but what I came here to do is to, serve.
I love it. I love, simply put, like that's an understanding beyond, because that's in any that God would have you to do. And a lot of the doors that have been opened to you have been due to the vocal talent that He has provided you. So like you said, it's a lot of people that don't know what their purpose is and what they came here to do. But it's fortunate when you do know, right? Because you get the opportunity to witness yourself living in it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get over yourself. Yeah, it's a journey there, but once you get over you, it's
When you find yourself in the midst of activities or situations that you just can't say no to,
mm,
and they're not hurting you,
hmm
then it seems to be that's your calling. It's something that you can't turn down, something that you can't let go.
yeah,
But it's something that you're doing that you're helping society, you're helping people, and in the process, you get healing from helping others as
yes,
well. You do. Well, I do. You know what I mean?
yes,
So,
I know you do.
it is what it is.
No, you do. I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. I believe that healing is naturally.
Yeah, I don't care if you disagreed or not. I'm
I know
telling you,
you
yeah, that's
don't,
what
and
it
you know,
is. It is what it is.
and that's the beauty of people that know who they are. Because I didn't care if you cared if I disagreed or not. What? What level
I know
is
you
this?
better not. Bro. No, you better not.
What did
Queen,
KP? Here he
the
go.
queen, do your king right. Do your king right.
I'm gonna go ahead and I've learned recently learned not to get in any way, shape, or form of a king. So let me go ahead and bow out gracefully. KP, go ahead, hit us with a question.
So you mentioned how, you enjoy what you do because you discovered your talent, your gift, and how you basically plant seeds, right, in other people's journey and inspire hope and
Sure.
healing for them. Like, I know as a listener, I love music, but there's only a couple songs that really hit deep. Like, they can either touch what you're going through right now or touch something of your childhood, and just, music can bring you back to a certain moment in your life. With
Sure.
that being said, you mentioned that it heals you to know that you've helped other people. When you're writing your lyrics, do the lyrics come from a place of like childhood trauma or life adversity, or it like from yourself, or is it coming from like projection onto the masses, like what you think they're hurting and healing from, or what they need to hear?
That's good.
Y'all are deep. Y'all are
We
deep on this.
are true.
Damn. So a lot of times I think the best songs are, personal experiences. Most of my songs are all personal, especially the ones I've written that are solo, Dave Tolliver records are personal experience or things that I've seen of other people. And I have some records like our biggest record is a record called So Alone. And, Gerald wrote that record for me to sing to my mom when she passed away. And I can't tell you how many funerals I've sang that at, probably over 1,000, and been performing the song for 30 years. Um, music is therapy, and they're starting to implement programs around the country, called music therapy,
Yeah.
because a lot of times when you hear music, it takes you back to a place. Man, I remember in 19 sometimes, man, me and your mama or me and your grandma, or me and your kid did this, and man, that song right there, man, it means so much to it. Or like when I go play, they be like, man, we used to get a lot of blah 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 off your music, man. Man, I we done made babies off your music, this, that, and the third. But when I write, I'm going to get away from what you asked me. When I write, um, and I hear the tracks, and if not like if it talks to me, I talk back, and for some reason I just start to hum and sing. Like I'm like them cats that say they don't write in the studio when they rapping. Like I start singing, and I guess I was kind of gotten lazy because I have notebooks and notebooks of songs upstairs, but now I'll just sit down here and go, all right. Then I switch to another track. Okay, let me get that line. Okay, and then I go back, and then all right, let me get that line, and I write for myself. I write for in the mindset of other people, and I pen other people's stories through my musical testimonies at the same time.
Gotcha. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love that. Hold on, let me bring you back. Yeah. Man, you said that song that was regarding your mom. That was, from me growing up. I remember that song. Like, that was huge. It was big and it meant everything. I think that it resonated with a lot of people who lost parents, and then to people, of course, who's taken any ill. But to and at first you think, of course, you hear these R&B songs, so you're always thinking that this is about a romantic love, and then to know like, oh, that was about his mom. I remember that, growing up. So that's absolutely amazing, and it's music is one of the fastest moving mediums. It can change everything instantaneously. So like you said, yeah, man, like you said, that healing process is so important.
Yeah,
um
the healing process. Music can soothe you. Music can set the mood for romance.
yeah.
Music can set a riotous atmosphere.
Yes.
Music can cause a spiritual effect. You know what I mean? Like music is something about the vibrations, or
Yeah.
just that
Frequency.
sometimes it's, yeah, you know what I mean. So music, baby, music,
Now,
please.
with that being said, coming from a '90s R&B perspective, when the time was really lit,
It was.
till today, till today, how do you feel about the R&B today compared to the '90s? Or like, what do like, how do you feel about it?
There's some good out there. Um, like your Kevin Ross, your Giveon, your Lucky Days,
Yes.
Money Long, or is it Muni Long, whatever her name is. Ella May. Ella May got some really dope records. She's not the greatest singer, but she has some really dope records. Um, oh man, I love Coco Jones. My God, uh, yeah, she is so
You
dope.
can't forget about my girl,
Who?
Janae
Isley.
Aiko.
Oh, I love
Yes.
Alex
Yes.
Isley, Janae Aiko. Alex Isley, Janae Aiko. It's a lot of them out there. Eric Bellinger. It's a lot of them out there. It's just unfortunate that the media outlets are not really they're not gravitating towards a lot of the new R&B. And even if old school artists drop new records, they're not particularly apt about playing the stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, what do you do? What do you do?
Nothing. It ain't nothing you can do. Keep writing, and keep growing, and you
We have
move.
to, it's like it seems like nobody has any will or want to have things the way we want them to be, like that. They just sit back and complain, man, why I ain't doing this, or why I ain't like that, or why this ain't like that. You know, I, and I guess everybody feels like, man, ain't nobody gonna stand with me, so what I'm gonna stand for?
Mm,
What I'm gonna fight for? What I'm gonna put myself in harm's way for? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
you never know. You never know.
Yeah, King. Yeah. Well, speaking of which, let's talk about music. We have two of your tracks here. I'm gonna go ahead and let's start with where did the idea for "At Your Service" come from?
That sounds frisky.
I was thinking about you when I wrote it, and
My lord, you get out of here. You
actually,
stop.
actually, the first time you called me king, I was like, wow.
Stop.
I love the service. I mean, women, and I mean, it could go both ways. Women and men, they want to be served, especially if they're, they stand. If they're like I wrote it in the tense of that I have somebody that's worth it, that deserves it. Like, it goes. Anytime she call, I can't even think of the words. It's like
No,
whatever
what
time she calls, I pull up. It don't matter what time, cause she deserves it.
about?
I'm always at your service. You know what I mean? Uh, I've,
Where do I find one of them?
oh, I tell people, you hear women complaining so much about these men that aren't doing this and doing that, but you got to realize, um, a lot of times, if they don't have a father in the house,
Hmm.
the mother is really overcompensating,
Yep.
over nurturing, and when the kid gets into their own and it's just like, well, she gonna do it anyway. They talking foul to her, they being disrespectful at sometimes, not all the time. So if she allows him to do blah 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 blah, and you the highest woman on the totem pole,
Hmm.
what you think he gonna do when he get with the girls out there? Yeah, you could tell him this, that, and the third, but he ain't. It's gonna be kind of different because he done got his game and different stuff you know, from anywhere, everywhere, and from you being a scorned female parent, and her from being a scorned female parent. I say when
Teach.
a lot of times, women as they get older, they're not able to give their full potential even if they have a man that's right on time 24/7, because there's so many things that they learn from their mothers or their
Yes.
aunties, people
Yes.
that because they've been scorned and they haven't been healed and they haven't forgiven and freed
Yep.
themselves. So they pour all that I know we can't cuss on her. They pour all that BS into this girl, and they say black white women go to college to find a husband, but black women go to college to learn how to live without one.
No,
So
teach. Teach.
so
Mm.
what do you think that young girl is gonna think when she goes, and even if she finds a young man that I raised him, because I raised my son to be respectful of his girl. No matter what you're doing, always make if that's the woman that you love, you make her feel like she's number one. Dave Hollister, take care of home. You
Teach.
always want to find somebody that's going to wipe your tail if you can't wipe your tail. But you got this young guy that I taught to be generous, open the door. You make your boys respect her. When she come around, they leave. They don't do lewd and ill and disrespectful things around her. He walks her to class. He carries her books. He's loving on her mentally and he's loving on her physically for the first time in her life. And he's treating her with the utmost respect
Man, teach, brother.
because all of the stuff that has been forced upon her, whether it was said to her directly that men ain't this, or because you see and hear the way that your mother, your grandmother, your aunts, your cousins, whatever, reacted to all the rejection and hurt that they went through. In the back of her mind, she's still not gonna be able to give him her all because she think he's a ticking time bomb, even though he's still doing. We gotta change it up.
Yeah.
We gotta be different. If we gonna talk that way, then it's going to resonate that way. I'm having a struggle with my daughter on that now. It's like I said, you keep saying all this negative stuff. I said, but you have to not. And you know what? Every time I tell her something, it comes through, and I'll be like, I'm like, good looking out, Lord, because she need to see it. And I think she's
Yeah.
starting to see it 'cause like everything I've told her since she started she's really she was a first year sophomore, but like everything I told her, it's like it came to fruition. But she don't want to give me the props or the credit for it. But I know what it is because I saw when she crossed AKA, I said, I told you it was gonna happen this way. Yeah, Dad, I know that. I know that. I know that. I know. I said, and it's just been running down the line. So you know. I can go on for day. I can talk.
No,
I'm
you're
long.
no, you're hitting it. You're hitting targets because that is a huge
Yeah.
subject matter regarding relationships and women being programmed. Whether it's from birth, it's the it's
No,
very
it's true.
similar to yeah, absolutely. It's all tradition. So what information was traded down, and I'm not just talking about your family recipes, but it's very similar to a family recipe. So you'll
Yeah.
see that when I grew up for Thanksgiving, this is what we did. And so now when I have a family for Thanksgiving, this is what we do. And it's like, hold on, because you're not you were trained in your father's house. With or without a father, you were trained in a home where you're going into another culture or kingdom where they don't do that. And you can't come in and impose your will upon this other
Mhm.
man's kingdom and say, oh, we're going to start taking down the drapes. No, we're not. You're going to
Right.
conform to where you are. And that's difficult for a woman who has not submitted to God to
It's
conceive.
not even some of the guy, but just the things that she's been through. You know,
Oh,
you know what I mean? How things in her life have played out. Then if that does happen, then they kind of fall back on those things, and then you're not getting that. And by the time you get with her, then you got them like, I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need him, I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Or they done change sides and
mhm.
they flip flopping. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you gotta. We all, self must die. So, but
That's that's the submission. That's the submission piece. So yes,
yeah,
you're talking symptoms, and then we'll go with the submission as resolution.
yeah,
And you're absolutely right. So this is how these things happen, and they take
you're
place
always right,
continually.
Queen.
I can't.
And like speaking from experience, like he's definitely right. Like
Yeah.
my
I know.
mom is 40, my mom's like 45 and she's still single. My grandma has not been with another man since her and my grandpa got divorced 46 years ago. And now she's
Hey,
in the nursing home getting dementia. And all she thinks about is him. That's all she can remember is him and how
Wow.
he left her for his nurse because he
Wow.
was a
awesome.
doctor.
Wow.
And so I grew up hearing these stories
Yeah.
thinking, men ain't no good, nothing but good. And then I saw my mom struggle and how my grandma struggled when my grandpa left her. So it created a hyper independency within me.
Jesus.
But
Yeah.
growing up, I would call on lifelines. I would ask, for example, men, for I'm independent, I don't ask for help. But when I do, and someone
Good.
says they'll come through for you and they don't, you
Mhm.
kind of condition yourself to just do it on your own and you don't need no help. You're not going to ask for no help. But really, that mindset can be changed if a man comes in and makes that woman feel secure and safe emotionally and mentally, because all it is we're in survival mode. We have a lot of love to
Yeah.
give and we're searching for it.
I
It's
like.
just we're not safe. We don't feel secure in a position to be vulnerable enough to take care of a man when we all we know is take care of ourselves.
I think that, not to cut you off, Queen, but I just think that, if we started, that here's the one thing that I noticed, and I don't know what she looks like because is she white or black?
What
She
you think?
mixed, right? I think you're white, but you probably mixed. I can't see you from here, but look. So what happens is if a white man does something, he's held accountable for it. But if a black man does something, the whole black race gets blamed for it. That one man. You ever notice that? You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So it's like the way you think is this one man, man, he did this, he did that, and then guess what? Your mother, your aunt, your cousin, your best friend, they can be like, that I know men ain't this, men ain't that. From that one guy, like we have to. The more you vibrate that all men ain't, then they not gonna be. We have to start vibrating different as far as the things that we say, how we react. Everything is everybody, every man that come to your doorstep that you lay down with or you let in your door is not the same. But at the same time, because we so thirsty to have, until you get to that point where I'm just gonna be by myself. I don't need no man. Then you keep putting up with it. You keep seeing it because that's dysfunctional behavior that he keeps bringing that he learned from his mother because his dad wasn't there. Uh, you know, uh, it's like, what do you do? We have to start thinking different. And I think like people are honestly, people are like dogs, and they know when they see a woman that they can track, they can get, they can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that y'all women know the same thing when y'all see a certain guy. Oh, I know I could book him, I can make him do da 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 da. Well, I ain't even got to give up no job. You know what I'm saying? Like the fellas do the same thing. She pay like she weigh or this, that, and the third. Da da da. It's so much stuff that I'm so, we need to be afraid for our grandchildren with everything else that's going on, the dysfunctional procedures and methods and things that we do within our own that are just going to allow us to just fall prey to anything they cast over. So I mean, man, I can go on for days about that.
It's
I just want to
true.
say
Go
real
ahead.
quick, real
Oh, go
quick, because
ahead,
I know we're
Queen.
about to move on.
Go ahead,
So
Queen.
I gotta give you your flowers, King David, because
Woo!
I
if
like
I
King
had,
David.
okay, I have my father in my life now, but I'm 28 years old. If I
Yeah.
had my father around as a young woman, a young teenage girl, even a young adult, I feel like I would not have quote unquote daddy issues to the point where I've been in a couple bad situations that I was in with men or didn't know. Like you're pouring into your daughter, and that's
Oh God,
gonna really, really help her in the future. So,
it's better.
yeah, that's awesome.
Hey man, and then but it's like you see these situations and these things though, and I know we got to move on, but
No.
everything is based on the person that's there. Because I tell my kids all the time, what's the point in me being here if I don't say anything? I could have packed up and left years ago if you didn't want me to say nothing and do anything. I could have been out of here. I'm gone. I could have left. I had to stay here for this. You know what I'm saying? I could have been gone. But,
Oh,
you know,
seriously.
yeah, I mean, I could have left and not been here, been somewhere with, all these ladies up in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, down at Navy Pier, you know, down in Marina City, you know, at Shakey's Pizza. You know,
Why are you shaking?
yeah, I used to like Shakey's, but
Okay.
you on the person. But the one thing that is why I don't know why we don't let. And sometimes we make mistakes or we make bad decisions. There's a difference between making a mistake and making a bad decision. I saw that today, and I thought that Emmanuel Acho posted that, and I thought that was so powerful. Sometimes when you love somebody, there are days where you lose it, and you might say or do some things that you don't, really mean or say or whatever. But you know it's that's a decision, not a mistake. But
Yeah.
even if the father's in the home, the woman always bears the most responsibility. Always, I don't care unless it's a situation where stay home. But anyway, all hail to the queens, man. We can go on and on. Man.
Well, very interesting topic and subject matter. Just to work backwards,
We ain't talking about music. We talking about life.
just to work
Hell,
backwards with the. Go ahead, King. What would you like to say?
no, 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 no. Don't bow down to me. This is your show. I'm just saying the hell
I
with music.
don't mind.
We'll be talking life. What I'm saying? I just like
No,
looking
and
at
that's
you.
what this is about. This is about life and truth in it. Just working backwards. Just to KP's point, on one level, yeah. I used to feel the same way. Like, if I had my father, right, but it wasn't supposed to be like that. I can also had my father in my life, and the abuse could have came directly from him, right, as opposed to the indirection from his absence. But then also I could have this dependency, excuse me, upon my father, where now I'm in a relationship and nobody can compare to my daddy. So I can't have a relationship good because, so there's always going to be purpose and perversion in everything. And so you have the real intent there, but you in this moment and the way your life was set up by God, you were blessed not to, have a father in your life like that, because now you truly understand the importance of a father. You understand the importance of having a man, and men are ultimately responsible, at the end of the day, no matter what a woman does, or no matter if she is um, managing the household for him. Whether he lives there or not, he manages the children as well, or at least he should. But that takes a
Word
mature
up.
woman. That takes a woman who has mastered singleness. Now it kind of goes back to the original point, where we were just discussing the demeanor of a woman. And yes, it does take the help of a man, because, Queens, we are here dependent upon man. It's where we come from. We can never be above our original source. So we come from Adam. We were named woman
David.
by him, but we were called help. And our job is to simply do that. And we don't know how to be that because we're so busy trying to be queen of the now. When at the end of the day, this is the king of he's the king of this castle. There's order, structure, and discipline in all that we do, especially in marriage and relationships. And so that's key. And so knowing your place, that's also as a woman and as independent, because I grew up with an independent parent and she was forcing upon me the independency. And that comes with a lot of problems, in relationships, because you think that you got to do it all until you realize that technically all you ever have to do in a relationship with a man is be, and he will ask for your help when he needs you. You don't have to be, well, or rather, you should be like the police or ambulance or a firefighter. And that's not waiting outside my house, just standing there looking around until I call for help. It's to continue doing and being and growing mentally. And like you said, Key, the key to it all is changing your mind. It is repentance. That is the first step that God told us to do. He said, repent, change your mind. For the king, for the kingdom, for the culture is at hand. It's right here, it's right now. And that's the only thing he needs you to do is change your mind. But we decided that we have to do everything else to get back right with him when he's already gotten back right with us. You know? So this is a topic that we can grow on forever. But we were initially talking about just deserving it and being at your service. And King, I'm with you, especially when you have found a
I
queen
wish.
that has that deserves to be serviced, but in the proper position and posture, right? Not just anybody, and not for any reason, but being deserving. So let's go ahead and play your song, At Your Service.
Yeah, I like this. It's grown man ish.
Jabby Entertainment.
She said she wanted, she said she needed. So if she hungry, it's my job for me to feed it. Baby is greedy, she way past needy. So I gotta keep her tank on full so she don't leave me. Baby got a right, she do, she do. Whenever she call, I pull said up. I'm on my way, baby. Ooh, she got that good love. It's baby got a right to the man what she want. Whenever she call, I pull up. All she you gotta do is come. Girl, I'm at your service. No hesitation. She's been my wall. Standing ovation. Always on call. Pillar of patience. Her love don't stall. Through all equations, baby. Baby got a right to the man all that she wants. Whenever she call, I pull up. All and that I just can't get enough. Cause ooh, she got that good said it's love. So baby got a right to the man what she want. Whenever she call, I pull anything up. Anything and everything. She deserves it. Yeah, girl, I'm at your service. To the man what she want. Whenever she call, it ain't even no trouble. I just can't get enough. Cause ooh, she got that good all love. You gotta do is right call to the man what she want. Whenever she call, I pull up. She don't want to say right outside. Come on, come on. Time really flies when you're always high. Not in the physical, but for plus 5. Love is the realest when it changes your life. Choose a side. Baby got a right to the man what she want. Whenever she call, I pull so up. And I just can't get enough. Whenever she needs me up. Baby got a right to the man what she want. Whenever she call, morning, noon, or night, cause she's earned it. She deserves it. Girl, I'm at your service. Yeah. To the man what she want. Whenever I don't give a damn what time. And I just can't get enough. Cause ooh, she got baby that just good call love. Me. Baby got a right to the man what she want. Whenever she call, I pull up. She wants it all. She cause it's real love. Girl, real I'm at your service. Yeah. Fix the broken pieces of me torn apart with warm and tender lips. Every time we kiss, the way you love me, I just can't resist. I'm looking for someone like you, someone like you, oh yeah. Someone like you, you're the only one I need. Someone like you, someone like you.
Skip Martin.
Someone with love that's rare and hard to find. A love that's strong but not the jumping kind. With a voice that keeps on ringing. Sounds to me like singing. And it makes me feel so complete. Someone like you. Someone like you. Oh yeah. Someone like you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Someone like you. She's the only one I need. Someone like you. Ooh. Oh. Someone like you. Someone like you. She's the only one I'm thinking of. Someone like you. Someone like you. Someone like you. I can adore me. Someone like you. Said you're the
Man, I just wanted to like give people a small sample of that one while we were already in our musical mode, and as we begin to end, we right now. Oh, I think I may have Queen back in the building. Yes, I
Yes,
do.
ma'am.
Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. Let's get you back on in. I don't know, something's with your camera right now. Oh, okay. Well, we'll get her in just a second. Where's she at? There we go. There we go. Man, I love that. I love that. So talk to us a little bit about someone like you. I love that.
Someone like you, man. That guy. If y'all remember the Daz band, Let It Whip, the Grammy Award, and they had so many ballads. Knock, knock, who's there? Stand near, won't you let me into your heart? Man,
Okay, go ahead.
Skip Martin was the reason that I wanted to sing as a young boy.
Yeah.
We had Gerald, the Jays, and all that other stuff, man. And New Edition coming through town, and by my uncle slash my dad being the radio station guy, I got free tickets to all that stuff. But man, Skip Martin, when you needed roses, I should have been the one to be there with that nasal talk. Man, my God, Skip Martin. Listen, man, he was the reason why I wanted to sing it during the pandemic. I'm real cool with Tony Terry's my big bro. So, Tony would do these Tony Terry Tuesdays during the pandemic,
Mhm.
and he would do these concerts from his house. And one day Skip comes and I'm there and we do this concert together and he never knew. And we told this story about how there's a bunch of stuff. And, they did this one song for St. Jude's Hospital and they won an Emmy. And I'm like, man, I'm so pissed at you, man. You could have put me on that doggone record. And then he said, well, I got another record. We're going to get a Grammy with this one. We'll see. And he has three versions. Him. The other one that I think is Tony Terry by himself, and he did one with Evelyn Champagne King. Look at you doing like me. The
Yeah.
other ones with Evelyn Champagne King. She ain't finished yet, but I'm so grateful, man, because this past year has been over the last couple of years has been. I got a single with the East Side Boys, but that's older.
Come on.
But I got a single with Crazy Bone that came out last July. I got a single with Skip Martin right now.
You
Ah
have an
man,
event coming up on the 12th, right? And you got an
in
event
Cleveland.
in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dave
I'm
Hollister.
touring right
Yeah.
now.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm touring with the Levert Experience. The
Yes.
Levert Experience is myself, Dave from Minute Large, Joe Little from the Rude Boys, and Mark Gordon, the founder and last living member of Levert. So
Mm.
we've been doing that since the Tom Joyner cruise last year, and man, I just say it has been opening a lot of doors.
Yeah.
People just like I don't really like the things that they say because it's too positive. You,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
From what I'm saying is because I'm not a person that disrespects legacy, and people, people are so harsh out of sight, out of mind. They come up and they say certain things, comparisons or hyping you up to be more than what I'm like, man, I don't want to talk about that. Just thank you, but I'm so grateful, for this opportunity. My brand is still Men at Large. Shout out to my boy Benito Glosson, who used to sing with MC. My
Okay.
new guy now I've been touring with in the Men at Large thing. Shout out to Jason Champion, my original member. He on IR right now, so he won't be able to tour. But and you rest in peace, Gemini Porter from Chicago, Inglewood. He went to do Sable. He was with the folks and all that other stuff. He used to always clown about that. Let me see. But yeah, that and he called me and was like, I got this record, let's do it. I did the record. Damn, I went way off topic, didn't
A
I?
little bit, but
But
that's
yeah,
okay. You brought yourself back.
yeah, I'm back in there. I'm back in there deep. So yeah, he asked me to do the record, and I was like a gay dude in a jailhouse. I was super excited.
Be like that.
I'm not just thinking of that. That they normally say something harsher than that, but
A little bit. That's okay. We
yeah,
appreciate
I'm
that,
not.
King.
Yeah, happier than a fat kid getting cake after dinner. You know what I mean? So, yeah, happier
That's
than the
what's up.
old,
A
happier
kid
than
in
the,
the
the
candy
fat.
Kid
store.
and candy store. Help him out, KP. Help him out,
I'm,
Lord.
I'm
I love
happier
that.
Now
than being
he just sat in a jailhouse.
I don't even know. That's why I said, why get to be like that? Like,
because
oh,
they like the plug. I'm
a
just
little bit.
saying
Oh my
King,
gosh.
King.
they gonna get the
Okay.
plug in there on cell block D.
Artho compose.
Oh God. Well, I love that song. I love that song. Of course, it has that familiar, nostalgia to it and the vibe. And so yeah, that's what's up though. That's pretty dope. Before we get out of here, guys.
We
Um,
leaving already?
yeah, it's been we got 10 minutes. Well, less than 8 minutes. It'll be an hour.
Now see, you be mad if I pulled out quick. See how you doing me?
No. On second thought, I think my Uber's outside. I gotta go.
See.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, your show
I'm
ain't never
blushing
seen the
for
likes of
you.
Dave Tolliver, man. Ever. You want to just end it right there, don't you? Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. That's the queen over there. Yeah, that knocked you out. See, I don't want you to.
Oh,
Yeah,
these are the games
yeah.
we play.
He said,
We're gonna play these
"Ooh."
live. Okay.
Oh Lord has
Oh
been
my
working on
God.
me.
You got me seriously. It's a oh my God, I'm just okay. Touche. That's all I can say is touche.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just, man. You know what, man? I believe in the zest of life, man. And I know sometimes being in
A
broadcast
juice.
journalism, it's you get guests that'll come on your show and they all like, or these one,
Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah.
So I don't want when I'm in there, I don't want you to forget I was in there. How about
Well,
that?
we definitely will never ever. I have never laughed. I will never laugh. I have never laughed this
Listen,
hard.
the
See,
podcast is called We Gon' Rock the Truth or Absolutely Nothing. Rock True.
yes, that's a nice intro y'all have too. I like it.
Thank you, King. Shout out to Tasha Marie, man, from the Shy. She wrote it. She produced it. She sang it. It's man, I
From
loved it.
from the series, The Shy, or you saying from Chicago?
From Chicago. No, yeah, her name is
Let
Tasha.
me tell you, there is no musical conglomerate better than the Midwest,
Seriously,
specifically Cleveland, Detroit,
oh,
Chicago. Those three spots are so
yeah,
incredibly,
saturated.
man. You just run down the names of the people that have come and just tore the game
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
and and I think it's more than any other zone.
I
Unless cats moved and then started claiming something else. But the Midwest, my God,
agree.
I mean,
I totally agree. I agree.
y'all
Okay,
have
can I
played
can I
May
get back to
Fair in the Conway.
can
Yeah,
I get back to the final question?
come on, get back to me. Come on, let's go deep again.
God.
You that funny? You snorting? Oh my god! Yeah, you know what that means? You got your laugh orgasm on. Good
This
stuff.
is,
Oh my god, this
I
is
am
a
really,
mess.
I'm trying to close.
When you snort like that, when you laugh, that's the equivalent to your legs shaking nonstop. There it go.
No, it would have been a louder snort than that.
Oh,
Get me out of here,
see,
man.
y'all killing me. Y'all killing me.
Oh no! We can't. We
Oh,
gotta
I've
shut up.
been composing myself for an hour and it's about to bust open. Get me out of here.
Oh my god!
This is dope. This is
I
dope,
tried.
man.
We're gonna try to straighten this up.
See what
Okay.
I do? See what I do?
What?
This that. See, answer the last question. Come on.
I am doing my grandest. Okay. So
You got this, queen.
okay. Okay. So okay. So your skeletorial remains. What do you leave behind? What legacy do you leave behind today?
Oh God, killing me. If I
What are we to remember you for? By?
wow that I was one of the realest mother to ever walk this planet. I never showed a fake side of anything ever in my life. I went hard in the paint at the things that I'm good at, tried to be better at the things that I wasn't. That I was always there for people when they needed me. Every time they asked me, I'm just that guy that drops everything to go and be there for folks. Just that I was a G for a good old dude, just a good old boy. I mean no harm. No, I just that day was about love, man. Day was about
Yeah.
real, not perspective, but reality.
Yeah.
My reality, yeah, not a perspective is real. My reality is reality. F all that other stuff. I'm just saying. And that just that's been my thing to anybody in my life that say that I've wronged them over the last 10, 12 years, and I try not to be that way. I've been trying to resolve these things. I had all kind of stuff because I'd sing at a lot of funerals with that "So Alone" song,
Yeah.
and I know we gotta get out of here and make it quick, but I'm gonna tell you, if you don't clean up your house and resolve these relationships and different things. And this ain't even got nothing to do with God, but this is how many people will show up at your service, or how many people gonna talk. Can I say the S word?
Go ahead. Can you just
How
be?
many people gonna talk bad shit about you at your service? I'll give you an example. I went to two of them. One of
Hmm.
my guys from one of the '90s groups from our camp. He was like, "Well, y'all know he wasn't the greatest of dads," and then and the thing, but and I'm like, "Damn!" I'm like, "Oh," and then I went to another funeral, and I'm singing, and it was just so much chaos. The girl got up and said, "Like that time, Mama, you left me when you let them kidnap me when you was high on drugs and this, that, and the third," and I was like, "Okay." I changed the song because I had to change the mood. They wanted me to sing some Commodores, and I said, "No, let me do this Smoky Norfolk because it needs to. I need to change
Yeah.
the whole. You know what I'm saying?" So, yeah, it's just that those two things show me, just all the things that I've seen doing that, and just resolve stuff. Our argument is bullshit.
See,
Just resolve it, no matter big it is. Forgive, and forgiveness. It ain't necessarily for them; it's for you.
it is.
So you can walk peacefully and get that monkey off your back. Because as long as you stay mad, you ain't gonna feel good. Go ahead.
No,
We need to do
you're
a
you're
part two.
you're absolutely fine. I mean, this is what you're leaving,
I am fine.
for the day. What you've learned to leave for the day, and it changes. As we do this show every week. That changes for us each week because
Oh,
what
you
we
said, what
learn.
do I want to leave for the day? Man, I'm starting talking about if I was to leave. If I
No,
was to
but
leave
that's
today,
but that's the thing though, Ken. You don't know if you would. Like
I ain't gonna
the
bread.
future isn't promised. So all we have is the present. So all I'm
Hey,
ever
listen.
going to talk about is now.
Hey,
Right?
and this is what I say every time I go off the radio. I be like, believe in God because God is love. Love is what the world needs right now. There's nothing guaranteed but birth to beginning and death to ending. But that middle part, it's up to you. So what you gonna do with it?
Teach King.
Good
Teach.
king. Yeah, queen.
KP. KP, what are your skeletal remains for the day?
Skeletal
Stay
remain.
anchored. Stay anchored in faith, strength, and love. Stay
Ah,
anchored
thank you.
always.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
Man. Come on, girl. Expound a little bit on that. I mean, why? Why? I mean, you right now it's kind of like, oh, here, don't smoke. Okay, well, why? Tell me why. Why not?
It's on the
Okay, so
that's on
when
the
you throw an
package.
anchor out, when you on a boat, the anchor is a weight. It keeps the boat grounded. And so stay anchored in faith, strength, and love. Let that be your grounding. Your faith first, your strength second, and love that you show. So put God first, stay strong, and love others the way that God loves you. And if you're stay anchored and rooted in that, you're gonna be all right.
I love that, Queen. I
I
love that.
love it too, queen. Yes, queen. Yes.
What about the sit here playing with you? Man. Okay, so for me for today, what I want to leave people with is God is in control. We may have said that on another episode, but it's just a reminder in this moment, just being used. That's a repeated message that we need to understand. A lot of these parts that's being moved have been rearranged for God's namesake solely. It may not be things that you understand in life, and it may not be things that you are ever to understand in life, but show up, be, which is the law of origin. Be, that is fruitful, that multiplies, right? This is not just about having children. This is about the multiplication of your being, especially within the 30-mile radius of every place you step, right? You should be affecting change with your being, human being, right? And so, realizing that all the situations that are happening around you, they're not happening to you, they're happening for you, most imperatively. But it's God pulling the strings. You're not in that much control that you think you are. And and with that, truly understand that if a decision is made, it had been made before you were on earth. God didn't just make the plan today. He's already did the blueprint. He already figured everything out that needed to be figured out. That's why we're sitting here wasting our time trying to figure things out. Like, I got to think about it. No, not really. You don't. Because if you realize that you have to lose control, you have to give up control to gain it, then you understand that it's him doing it. So all I can ever do is show up, especially for women, for a man, for a king. All you can ever do is show up being. You ain't got a table to bring. All right, guys. Uh let's go ahead and get up out of here. King, where can we find you?
At your house. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me.
You keep setting yourself up for that, man.
Y'all can find me at Dave Men at Large, at Dave Men at Large, DaveMenatlarge, Dave Men at Large, or Dave Tolliver on Facebook. I'm out here, man. Doing my thing. Get those singles. A lot of pain, Dave and Crazy Bone. Someone like you, Dave Tolliver,
Yep.
and Skip Martin, and
I know that's right, King. I love your voice. Low key. High key.
Thank you
I
for
do.
coming. We enjoyed having
Yes,
you.
we did. Yes, we did. Thank you so
I want to
much.
come back. I want to make you snort again, like that.
We got to get you out
What'd
of
you
here.
call her? Booger Fountain or something?
Booger fountain. What's booger fountain? Oh,
Well, you said my
oh,
nose
In
was
the
so
beginning,
go
booger
ahead.
water. Booger water. Booger water.
booger water.
When your nose run, it's booger water. I just came up with that earlier today. Booger water. How do you spell booger?
Oh my goodness.
I think Bugger.
That's
Booger.
bugger. Booger.
Well, booger. Well, maybe it's one G.
I don't know.
I don't know
You sure
either
it
because
ain't?
I don't.
You sure it ain't
I'm
Booger? Booger.
positive.
Ask Chat GPT. How you spell booger?
That's
Booger
a
water.
shame. We are out of
It's
here,
good.
guys.
It's energizing. It's
Bye.
better than
Have a
Ah,
Aquafina.
blessed
It's
day.
Rock
better.
truth are absolutely nothing at all. Revelation and truth. Truth is not information. Rock truth no matter the consequences. Peace, man.
Peace.
Situations happen. Tell me how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Topics of discussion. Tell me what's your view. And let's talk about it. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth.